Hi, Randy. My name is Jake. I'm calling from Escanaba, Michigan. It's in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, rural area, kind of like where you grew up. I'm just calling, man, just to let you know, hey, keep up the good fight. Stay strong. You're very inspirational. You got some brass balls on you. Keep a good fight, man, and I really enjoy your program. You take it easy now. Stay safe.
Hey, Randy. This is Nick. Long-time sub, brother. I think I've been with you since day one, since I very first saw your channel. Love it. Love your stories. Love your advice. Everything. Bro, when you talk about getting out, man, I can feel it, bro. I get the chills, so I know what's going to happen. I pray for you every night, me and my kids, my wife. We all pray for you, brother. You're getting out of there soon. I had a dream me and you went on a fishing trip, and we had a $1 bet who was going to catch the biggest fish, and we just kept catching the same size the whole time. So deal with that new celly, brother. You got this, man. It's just a test from the Lord above. Deal with it. You know what you have to do, brother, to get your ass out of there. And you will. Trust me. Trust me, brother. It's coming, man. I can feel it. Love you, brother. You stay strong. Keep praying to the good Lord, and you'll overcome, and you'll get your butt out of there just as fast as you got thrown in there. Trust me. All right, buddy? All right, man. I hope this message reaches you good, brother.
Hey, Randy. This is Murphy. I'm from Washington, D.C. I did a little time in the Virginia system. And I just want to tell you, keep your head up. A lot of people getting a lot of good information from your podcast. Just keep doing good, man. God bless you. And I hope the gate's open for you. Have a good day.
Hey, Randy, I got a question. I'm a 49-year-old man in Austin, Texas. And you just call me Austin. I started out in my younger years in California Youth Authority. Did a bunch of stuff that I'm not proud of. And I was in and out of youth homes. And then when I came into Texas from California, I got my life straight. I started working on it. And as a 20-year-old man, I met a 28-year-old woman who had a couple kids, a couple girls. And before that, I was slinging guns. I was slinging a little dope. And they got me my life correct. And for the past 20 years, 25 plus years, I've been basically clean. Sort of weed here and there, a little bit of that. But now I've lost my job, and I was making $100K a year, and now I'm in the stress point of where I feel like I could do some dirty things. I was raised off dirty things. I was raised off of doing things, and now the money point is tight in this current economy. So I'm in this position to where I'm like almost 50 years old, and I'm feeling the creep of doing dirty things. And so my question is what does it look like for a guy who's 50 years old going into a lockup? I'm trying to figure out the right way to do things, man. And I appreciate your podcast and love what you do. And I'm at a tipping point. I'm trying to stay out of it. But I need your help. Explain to me why I should stay the fuck out of there. Because I'm at the point where I really don't care.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from an inmate in the Virginia Department of Corrections, Red Onion State Prison. To accept this call, press 0.
This is Randall Via, a.k.a. Red Onion Randy. I'm currently serving 1,214 years for capital murder and armed robbery. Now, and finally, at a level 3 Buckingham Correctional Center. Stone's throw from where I grew up. If you have any questions or comments or want to leave a message or whatever, I've got a voicemail line. That number is 1-888-524-1932. You can also visit my website, which is new and improved and got different features and whatnot, at www.redonionrandy.com. I hope you do. Let's get started with the podcast. All right, everybody. I got to, I guess, kind of an emergency situation, I reckon. I'm just going to call this guy Austin, since he happens to be living in Austin, Texas. He sent in through the hotline and everything, left some voicemails, and definitely a high-stress situation. So I'm just going to give you some background, and then I'm going to direct the rest of what I got to say to Austin, and for anybody else who kind of feels, you know, they're in this desperate straits the same as he is. So Austin was born and raised pretty much in California. Like me, he did time in juvenile detention system there, even though I wasn't in California, mine was Virginia. But they call it the California Youth Authority. He was in and out of group homes, getting locked up, you know, raised doing dirt the same as I was. Moved down to Texas, where he was running drugs, running guns, till he was 28, when he met a woman, and she had children, and they helped him and caused him and gave him a reason to get his life straight. Now he's 49 years old. He had a job, you know, for the last however many years that was paying, you know, $100,000 a year, which is good damn money right there. And unfortunately, lost that job. Struggling to make ends meet. You know, money's not just tight, it's got a knot tied in it. And he's wondering, thinking about getting back into the game, you know, and what happens if he gets caught and has to do time in prison as a 50-year-old man. So that's basically the rundown of what's going on and what I have to respond to. Well, Austin, I think you know me by now. I'm not going to bullshit, and I'm going to shoot you straight. What the are you thinking? All right, now that I got that said and I can get that off my chest, well, this is not a road you want to go down. You still got the wife. You still got the kids. They might be grown, but you've raised them. You are their father. You are their dad. You're the man they look to, the man they respect, the man they love, the man who taught them and raised them. You do not want to let them down. I understand money's tight. I get it. Bro, for a long, long time, I had nothing. I understand the desperation you feel. Mortgage on the line, truck payments, bills coming due, people knocking on the door. Man, I can respect that. I can even respect the fact that you're thinking worst case scenario, I might have to get back in the game. But let me tell you something, the game has changed. The game has changed so much. You will not recognize it. You will not know the right people. There's too many cameras. There's too many snitches, bro. It's not if you get caught, it's you are going to get caught. You have been out the game way too long. Man, there are other options, bro. Worst come to worst, start selling some stuff. Maybe as much as you might not want to do it, maybe sell the house, maybe sell the land you're on. Get what you can get to knock off some bills and, maybe go rent a trailer some damn where. If you've been making $100K for the last few years or however long, you don't actually say in the call-in, you're living in a decent house. And you probably had a good chunk of it paid off, so you do sell it. Even if you have to wind up selling it for less than what it's worth. I understand the economy sucks ass right now. I understand the housing market is down. Like, it's laying on its back with its legs spread open trying to make a little money. I get it. But sometimes, man, you got to do what you got to do. Just do not break the law. For I would give anything except my God and my wife. I would give anything except them two things to get out of prison right now. Do not do anything to jeopardize your freedom. It ain't worth it. It's not worth giving up your wife. It's not worth giving up your children. It's not worth giving up your freedom. Hell, it ain't worth giving up your dog to come to prison, especially the Texas prison system. Bruh, I know somebody. I talk to him on a somewhat regular basis. The dude's name is Matthew. He's a good bruh. Currently living in Fort Worth, Texas. He did time in North Carolina, got out, went to Texas, done some dumb did time in Texas. Bruh, he's told me about that. Texas is not a place you want to do in prison time. So if you are desperate enough to break the law, for the love of God, go to like freaking Vermont or Minnesota or South Dakota or some place like that is just straight blue state, straight Democratic, liberal as it can be. Stay the fuck out of Colorado, though. They will trick you. They might vote blue, but they do corrections red. You don't want to. I don't want to do time in Texas. Just because I'm capable of doing time in Texas, I do not want to do time in Texas. That's me. You've listened to the podcast. If you were calling my number and reaching out to me and asking for my advice, you've listened to every single podcast. You know my story. You know I'm not exactly a bitch. Bro, I do not want to do time in Texas. That is hard time. And what are you going to do, man? Leave your wife there with all the bills? You're 50 years old, bro. I'm assuming she's your same age, give or take. You going to leave her alone? Huff, there's something we can do. You go on JPay. Be quick about it, though, because we're about to switch from JPay over to ViaPad. Sign up on the kiosk. Send me an email. You don't even have to give me your real name. Whatever, just, whatever, dude. Just reach out to me, man. I will give you one of my stories. we'll do something, man. Like, I don't have a problem helping you. You know, I can't obviously send you money, but, you know, I've got ideas. I've you know, I mean, worst come to worst, man. Dude, I understand, bro, you got your pride and you're a man, you know, which is why I respect, you know, kind of what you're thinking. I get it. You know, if it came down to it and I couldn't support my family, I couldn't feed my family, I'm going to do whatever it takes. You know, but you got to exhaust every single option first. Man, set up a GoFundMe page. Bruh, you know, you got golf clubs, man, go sell them. You got a bass boat, go sell it. I get it. You might not want to. If you know, worst come to worst, man, go get a freaking job at McDonald's. You know, a Burger King, or doing whatever. And you just get on your knees every single morning. You get up early. You don't drink coffee. You don't fix breakfast, man. You just get on your damn knees and you just start praying and you just throw yourself on God's mercy. And you just ask Him with as much faith as you can muster, with as much belief as you can muster, to give you a job. It might not be what you was doing. It might not pay as much. But as long as you can afford to put food on the table, gas in the tank, and pay some damn bills so they don't shut things down and take things from you, man, that's all that matters at the end of the day. As long as it gives you some grace period, as long as it gives you enough of a safety net, man, so you don't have to go back to the game. You don't have to go back to the streets. Everything's changed out there, man. A guy will get pulled over for a speeding ticket, and he'll tell the cop, hey, look, man, I know this guy's selling drugs, man. Or I know this guy, he's selling guns. Literally, just to get out of a $50 speeding ticket. He will put your ass in prison for the rest of your life. Because if you go into prison at 50, bro, you are not coming out. Especially a place like Texas. Bro, let me break down a little bit of prison life to you, man. You know, and go back and listen to all the episodes. And just think, everything I talk about the Virginia prison system, it's probably 1,000 times worse in Texas. Man, do you know how many people die of heat stroke in Texas prisons every year? Because you can Google that shit. It'll tell you. It's a lot. And let's face it, bro, if you don't have money on the streets to pay the bills, your wife ain't going to have enough money to send you the money to buy a fan, to send you money to buy hygiene, to send you money to buy commissary. So you're not only going into the Texas Department of Corrections. Oh, by the way, where they're going to make you work in Texas, they don't pay you. They do not give you money for a state job like here in Virginia. Yeah, Virginia pays crappy ass pay. You know, 27 cents an hour, 35 cents an hour, 45 cents an hour. So for like tutors and peer recovery specialists, they just raised those pay rates to $1.25. You know, but these are literally, you know, the hardest jobs in the world to get. MIT will hire me as a professor before the Virginia Department of Corrections hires me as a tutor. And, you know, even if I did somehow have God give me a miracle and give me that, everybody and their mama's going to start snitching on me, lying on me, and making stuff up in the hopes of just catching me a charge. just so they have an opportunity to put an application in the hopes that they get that job, even though they're too stupid to realize that the same thing they just did to me, everybody else is going to do to them. That's why I don't put in for that stuff. You don't get paid in Texas, bro. And you're going to work. Straight up slave labor. You're going into an environment at 50 years old where people are going to automatically view you as weak. Man, them young boys, man, them young gangbangers, 18, 19, 20 years old. Hell, some of them are 15, 16 years old doing adult time in prison. Bro, they ain't got no sense at all. All they going to see is a 50-year-old man. And they don't give a damn what color your skin is. That don't mean nothing to them. You have no idea the hell, the misery you'd be putting yourself in. Bro, I don't care if you ran in streets. I don't care if you did some juvenile time in California, bro. Juvenile ain't got on adult. Yeah, it's wild. You're fist fighting and whatnot, but, man, dudes ain't getting stabbed in juvie. Dudes ain't getting their heads busted open with padlocks. The food in prison is horrible. Yeah, I have a cookbook out. Yeah, I'm pretty good at taking something bad and turning it into something good. Because God gave me a gift. And I spent 20-something years hungry, starving, daydreaming and thinking about food and thinking what I would do and how I would do it when I did get a little something. Are you going to have that time to get a little something once you're in? Not at 50 years old, you ain't, bro. You're already 50. Your body's already starting to break down. And if you was working a $100,000 a year job, maybe you was doing some roughneck stuff on a well, you know, drilling for oil or something along those lines, but more than likely you're making that kind of money. You've got a desk job, which means you probably wasn't working out too tough. You know, so you're not in the best of health coming in. And then when you start eating this crappy-ass food, when you start getting barely negligible medical care, your health is going to plummet. So you are going to spend the rest of your life in prison, broken down, beat down, a victim to circumstance, a victim to young people's anger. You know, bro, and I cannot paint a bad enough picture for you, man. All I can do, bro, is just beg you. Just ask you in the name of Jesus that don't go down this road. Do not go down this road. And I know it seems like you've lost everything. But I can think of hundreds of stories, man, just like yours, where somebody lost everything. Or it seemed like it. But they didn't give up. They didn't quit. They didn't take the easy route. They didn't take the shortcut. They got on their knees, they reached out to God, and they got some help. Even some stories where they didn't go to God, but they didn't quit. They didn't give up. They went out there and they hustled. They made something happen. Bro, go watch some damn Navy SEAL videos where they're talking about improvise, adapt, overcome. Man, reach out to every other company that you know that does the same thing you've been doing. And turn in a resume, turn in a job application, man. Show up every single week. Asking them about that job. Letting them know that you are ready to work. I would go home and shovel with my hands if it meant I could be on the street with my wife. Don't think about the problem, bro. Start working the solution because it's out there. You have to simply get your mind off of the problem. You already know the problem. You don't need to think about the problem no more. The problem is obvious. You lost your job. Okay, we know that. We got that. All right, now, what can we do? Simple. Dude, get a damn job driving a truck if that's what it takes. Truck drivers are scarce in this country. Go get your CDLs real fast. You know, go work at Burger King. Go work at a restaurant. Man, go get a job. Yeah, you might drop down to $25,000, $30,000 a year, whatever the case may be. Bro, but it'll pay the damn bills. It'll keep you with your wife. It'll keep you with your family. Man, start a podcast. Tell stories about your juvenile days. Hell, bro, I'll even let you record an episode, send it to my guy. He'll edit it, clean it up, whatnot. We'll put it on my podcast so people can hear your story. And then hopefully my listeners, which, if I'm not mistaken, is somewhere between 10 and 11,000, you know, hopefully they'll take my advice and they'll go listen to your podcast. You know, it's something, it's man, there's things that you can do. There's stuff that you can do, man, that does not involve you breaking the law. One, you turned your back on that life, man. And you turned your back on that life for a reason. Bro, you and I both know it wasn't because of your wife. And it wasn't because of those children. No matter how amazing, no matter how wonderful they were. Yeah, they were the catalyst. Yeah, they are what caused you to take that step. But you took that step and you made it last for so long because you knew that wasn't you. That wasn't what you were supposed to be doing. It's what you wasn't. You shouldn't have been doing that in the first place, and you know that, so you walked away from it. Because who you are inside, it's not a criminal. You never were. You just got caught up in because of where you was born and the homes and the placements and the families you was put in. I get it, bro. Same thing right here, man. I had the living beat out of me until I became a rabid dog. I became an animal. I was less than human when I was on them streets back when I was young. I'm 5'9.5", 150-some pounds. But back then, I was 140-some pounds. And the Virginia Department of Corrections classified me, locked me up, out of population, back into the hole for 7 years without a charge. No investigation, nothing. They just said, That little son of a bitch right there is one of the most violent, most dangerous inmates we have. Put his ass back in solitary confinement and let him die back there. If it wasn't for God and it wasn't for that documentary, I'd still be sitting in the hole at Red Onion State Prison. I was made into that person. I was turned into that animal through circumstances outside of my control. Now, I take responsibility for my actions. I blame no one. Sometimes in life, happens. Bro, but you got your shit together. You fought to get out that life. You walked away from that life, man, and you did it better than most. How many guys do you know that were in our lives that grew up the way we grew up, that had to go through the shit me and you had to go through, Austin, and built a family, made it to a job where you was making $100,000 a year? Or you should be proud of yourself, because I am. You did something that is one of the hardest things for someone on our side of the fence to do. You stopped being a statistic. That alone should qualify you for sainthood. Bro, don't give up, man. Believe in yourself, bro. Because I do. All right, that's all the time we have for now. I appreciate you listening to me more than you'll probably ever know. I just want to let you know, don't forget to check out my website, redonionrandy.com. And for those of you who want to hear more, or you want to listen to the episodes commercial-free, or hear me and my editor discuss a little bit further into the episodes, please go to Patreon, join me, support me. It's only $5 a month. And also, I want to just let y'all know that I have 4 books out now. I have 2 children's books. Also, I have the cookbook out, You're Going to Eat That. And book I'm extremely proud of that me and my editor, Michael, worked really hard on. You Ain't Beyond Saving. Please go and check this book out. Look, it's not, for me, it's not about the money. I genuinely believe you're going to love this book. I genuinely believe this book will help you. Everyone who has gotten it and read it so far raves about it. And as a matter of fact, I might actually get them to maybe review it for me on here or something. We'll see. But all you have to do is go to Amazon, type in Randall Via, RANDALL VIA, and those 4 books will pop up. They will pop up. Please check them out. It's something that I'm proud of. It's something that has a lot of meaning to me, because for a long time, books were my only friend. I've always dreamed of being a published author, and now I've published 4. With more on the way. So please, do yourself a favor. Get You Ain't Beyond Saving. The other 3, I'll leave it up to your taste and desires, but I really, really think you should get You Ain't Beyond Saving. That one it's a great book, and it really will help you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all's support.
Thank you for using GTL.